Greetings to everybody. Welcome to another meeting where we will discuss the Buddhist practices of charity, morality, and meditation. Everyone is welcome to join. Our first participant tonight is Felicia Chan. Hi, Felicia.
Good evening, Ajahn. When I meditate, I stay mindful and do not react. Left only mindfulness. I can see the body, not me. I am not the body. Delusion come and go on its own. The pain also not in the body. Pain is anatta. If no react, then no pain. Ajahn, I have a question. From the start of our practice until Nibbana, we should not watch for Lamakanta when we meditate. Is it correct?
For what kanda? For Namakanda.
I repeat my question. From the start of our practice until Nibbana, we should not watch for Lamakanta when we meditate. Is it correct?
What do you mean by watch? Watching?
Because someone asked me to watch, I want to get the correct answer from Ajahn.
Oh, you have to understand them. And the four namakandas are anicca, dukkha, anatta. Anicca, they keep changing.
Okay.
Anatta, you cannot control them all the time. So if you try to control your namakanda, such as your vedana, then you will get dukkha because you will not be able to control them to just give you good feeling only. Because vedana change from good to bad to neutral feelings. And so you just have to understand their nature and accept them for what they are. Like you accept the weather, you accept the rain, you accept the storm. Same way you accept vedana, which is a namakanda.
Okay, because someone asked me to watch when I meditate. Now I doing my meditate. When the delusion come and go, I let them alone. I do not react them. But someone someone asked me to watch.
There are two different practices we are talking about. If you're talking about samadhi, then you don't watch anything except your breath.
Okay.
You know everything. You want to use your breath or putto to calm your mind, still your mind. But when you are on the vipassana level, you have to study the nature of the four namakandas.
Okay.
Understand them that they are just like the body. Anicca, dukkha, anatta.
Okay.
So it depends on what practice you are doing. You practice for samadhi, then you don't pay attention to anything except your meditation object, either your breath or your mantra, bhutto, bhutto.
Okay, that means can watch. Depends our practice is vipassana or samadhi.
Right.
If we practice samadhi, then we just knowing, no need to watch.
Yeah, don't need to watch anything. Just watch your breath or your mantra.
Okay.
But if you're on vipassana, you want to understand the nature of vedana. And vedana is anicca. It keeps changing from good to bad, from bad to neutral feeling. And you cannot force them to only be good feeling only. So you have to learn to accept them when they change. Good feeling, bad feeling, neutral feeling. You just remain not reacting to them.
Okay. Understood. Okay. Now that I can see the body not me and pain is anatta, does it mean that I already see the characteristic of existence?
You have to wait when you you are forced to lose your body, then you'll see how you react. If you don't react, then you see it is anatta. But if you still react, you say it's my body, I want to protect it, then this is still delusion.
Okay.
Same way with painful feeling when you get sick, for instance, how would you react? If you react badly, then this is delusion. If you don't react and just leave it, the sickness alone, let it be, then you are seeing the truth.
Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you, Ajahn. Sadhu, sadhu.
Okay. Really, I heard you ordained as a Machi.
Yeah, yes, Tanajan, last Friday.
Do you have to stay in a monastery now, or you still live at home?
Now I'm staying in the monastery.
I see. You feel good? Feel better?
I feel better.
Now you have to follow the monastic code.
Yes. Yeah, and that's what I want to ask. Like, I mean, how does it differ before I'm ordained as a Meiji and after I'm ordained?
It depends on the monastery that you stay with. Depend on the policy of the monastery. If you go to a Thai forest monastery, then you cannot just go out and go do your chores or whatever. You have to stay and practice only. If you want to go out, you have to get permission first. You cannot go shopping, you cannot driving. You just have to practice like a monk. If you live with a forest tradition teacher, you'll have to follow the example of the monks. You only go out in the monastery when a really essential reason, like go and see a doctor or do something important, and you have to get permission from your teacher first, and he will decide whether you can go or not, you should go or not. But mainly you're supposed to practice mindfulness from the time you get up to the time you go to sleep, in conjunction with whatever routine you have to do for the monastery and yourself. And then also meditate when you have nothing else to do, either walking meditation or sitting meditation. And then if there's meeting, Dhamma meeting, like a teacher will call a meeting, and you go attend the meeting. If you're allowed to attend, it depends on the teacher. Sometimes the teacher will separate the meeting from monks and the Mechi are not supposed to join the same meeting. Yeah. So it depends on the monastery that you stay. Depend on the abbot, the teacher that you stay with. He's the one who will govern your life. So whatever you do, you have to consult with your teacher. Is this the case with the monastery you stay in?
Mainly, there is only like very minimum activities here that I have to attend to, like morning chanting, evening chanting, and then serving in the dining hall, and then sweeping the grounds, and that's all. I mean, I can spend the rest of the day doing my self practice.
But can you go out about, like go outside the monastery when you feel like going out, go shopping, go visiting, things like this?
The abbot never mentioned about that before. Yes. So.
But you have to get permission when you leave the monastery, when you go outside the monastery.
Yes. I will ask permission first before going out.
Is this a Thai forest meditation tradition?
It is more like I would say more like Wat Yan. I
Like
mean,
Wat Yan.
yes, it is a tourist attraction too. And then I think a lot of people can come and stay, but not necessarily they have to do the practice. And then most of the places is more like a dormitory or building kind of style. So I don't think it is purely like a forest monastery. But
But
I think,
you can be strict with yourself. If the monastery is not strict, you can be strict with yourself because your purpose is to practice, not to do anything. I mean, besides the routine that you have to do, but you're not supposed to go out and running around, going places, meeting people, and things like that.
sure.
Only go when you really have to, like when you're sick or when you have appointment with your doctor or something like that. Something essential, something necessary. But otherwise, you want to stay secluded and do your practice, especially mindfulness. You want to be mindful all the time so that you can then stop your thought from thinking and you can enter into samadhi very easily and quickly. This is your first mission. Don't worry about the vipassana yet. Get the first mission. Get the rocket off the ground first before you decide which destination you want to go. Go to the moon or go to Mars or wherever. But first get the rocket off the ground first. Get the mind with mindfulness first. Mindfulness will control your thoughts. Then you can direct your thought toward Nibbana once you have mindfulness. Without mindfulness, you cannot direct your mind to go toward Nibbana because your defilement will keep pulling you towards samsara instead. Okay.
Yes. By the way, Tanachan, if let's say there is another monastery that I can go to. I mean, it is also belongs to the same abbot kind of thing. Is it okay if I mean, try to go to that monastery first? I mean, is it okay to try another place, or do I need to stick to my current monastery?
Well, how do you know the other one is better than this one?
I don't know. That's why I mean, maybe I want to spend like maybe a week or two just to see whether the other monastery is more suitable or not. Because he said that it is also quiet and it is up in the mountain. So I thought maybe it is more secluded than this one.
Well, that you have to decide for yourself which is better for you.
Okay. So, but then I mean, it is not like a restless kind of mind. Like I want
If
to try.
if you keep running around back and forth and not stay put, then it is. But if you have a purpose, then it's not.
Okay, so if I have a purpose that, I mean, maybe that place is more, I mean, challenging than this one, then I can still try for a while. Isn't it correct?
It depends. You might say you want to try this monastery and you stay there for 3 days and you say, I want to go another monastery. Then this is restlessness. You should try it stick to it 6 months or a year or something like that before you can really find out whether it is good or bad for you.
Okay, so the time limit is, I mean, like half a year kind of thing?
No, I just give you an example to prevent you from using it as an excuse for your restlessness.
Okay. So I have to make sure, like, I mean, I have to stay in this monastery like long enough for moving.
Now you're just starting. You might be excused to go explore some other monastery. But after having explored, you have to decide which one you want to stay. Then you have to stay put. Like 5 years if it's possible. If you think it's a good place, it's a good teacher, and it will help you develop your practice, then you want to stay put for as long as possible.
Okay, I see.
Sooner or later, you have to settle down. You can't keep running around looking for monastery for the rest of your life. Some people do that, they keep looking for a new monastery to go to, new teacher. Just because they can only stay in a place briefly and they get bored and they want to change, they want to go someplace else. The grass is always greener on the other side of the fence, So I have to be careful. Don't fall into this trap. Okay. How's your brother? Has he left Indonesia to come to Bangkok?
Yes, now he is in what is called Korat.
Correct.
Yeah.
And the monastery that he's going to ordain.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. He flew last Saturday, and then he straight away, turned off the phone until maybe, I don't know until when. So I cannot contact him until his ordination day, and then currently he is applying for the visa.
Okay.
So hopefully he can get the visa, because if he cannot get the visa, I don't know whether he can proceed with the ordination or not.
Yeah. Alexa Roca also went there to join him. So I think, the guy from Netherlands, from Holland,
Yes.
Brazilian.
Yes, I heard that.
So I hope them all well, and I hope they find what they're looking for. Just to let you know, just to update.
Yeah, and if he will be ordained, then I will fly with my parents to the ceremony to Thailand.
So you shouldn't go,
Yeah.
What do you want to go for? You don't contribute anything to his ordination. This is your restlessness pulling you away.
But my parents want to go to the ceremony, and no one can accompany them.
Okay, you got an excuse.
Yes.
Your defilement is very clever, I tell you that.
Okay. Yeah.
See if your wisdom can catch up with your defilement. You can think, why not? Why me? Why not some other people? They can find some other people. If I die today, what will they do? Your defilement is much quicker than your wisdom, so you never thought about the alternatives. Because you want to go with the defilement. Anyway, this is just an example for you to consider. On this path, you'll be always lured by your defilement for various reasons. And if you're not smart enough, you will end up being fooled by your defilement to go here and there, to do this and that, except meditation. So you never get to Nibbana. Keep staying in samsara. If you don't practice, you don't get to Nibbana. Just remember this simple fact. If I don't practice, I don't get to Nibbana. And this practice must be continuous, not just off and on as you feel like. Look at the Buddha, for example. He kept practicing for 6 years. He didn't take time off to go back to his palace to have a party with his parents or something, birthday party or something. You're fully concentrating on your practice only, except for some really life to death situation in which might force you to take a break from your practice. But otherwise, you don't want your defilements to deceive you. There are thousands of reasons for the defilement to use to deceive you, to go away from your practice. And there's only one reason for you to keep your practice. It's Nibbana. If you want Nibbana, you have to keep on practicing, nothing else. Okay. Next, Kek Yen So.
Thank you, Tanajan.
Kek Yen So from Penang.
Hey, Ajahn. Yeah, good evening. I'm listening today, no question.
Okay. Nanapat from Ubon Ratchathani.
Namaskar ค่ะท่านอาจารย์ I don't have any question right now ค่ะ
Okay. Cook Singh from Singapore.
Good evening, Prajan. I do not have any questions at the moment. Thank you.
Okay. Sajalka from USA, Silver Spring, Maryland.
Thank you, Tanajan. I have a question that conceit and contempt, is that part of the wrong view? And in any case, how do I work towards eliminating this so that it can be conducive to my practice?
Conceit, in order to conceit, you have to have a self, right? If there's no self, then there's no need for conceit. If there's just a knower or knowing, then there's no need for. If you see yourself as a knower doesn't have any conceit. You just merely know. But if there's a self, then there's a conceit. You think you're better than someone else, or worse than someone else, or whichever. So you have to learn to see the concept of no self. Not the knower, just like a function, a natural function. It has one function, is to know what's going on, and nothing else. It has no function to react as a person, as a self. This is delusional. The self is delusional, created by delusion. Okay. Not knowing that there is no self in anything. Everything in this entire world, universe, both the physical and the spiritual universe, no self in any of them. They are just merely natural phenomena. So try to reduce the conceit by be humbled. It's that's one of the 10 ways of making yourself happy. When you are humble, you feel happy because you don't have to prove anything to anybody. If you are conceit that you are good, you're smart, then you always have to keep trying to prove it to other people. And if they don't feel satisfied with you trying to prove it to them, then you can get angry at them. So it's better be humble, and then you don't need to prove anything. Just be a knower. Okay. Next, Gavin just came back from the monastery and had a visit to the morgue. Did you visit the morgue today?
The hospital, yes.
The hospital. Did you see the autopsy?
Yeah, so there were two at the same time, and then the third one was afterwards. It was very useful. It's kind of like, as you said, the body is just a doll. And at the end, it reminded me of one of the suttas where the Buddha was talking about the body as a sack full of different things.
Yes. Sack of bones and organs.
Mm-hmm.
Like a plastic bag when you go to the supermarket and you buy different type of meat, right? By intestine, by lungs, by heart, or pigs, you're not human. So our body is like that. It's a bag of organs. Unfortunately, it's not transparent. The bag is not transparent, so we cannot see the content inside. That's why we need to go look at the autopsy to remind us of the content inside of our body and everybody's body. When you can see the content of the body, then you then know that the body is not pretty or handsome, good looking. You just skin deep, beauty is skin deep, only outside on the skin. But inside, underneath the skin, if you can see through it, then you will see all the. How do you react when you see? Some people faint, or some people vomit.
Oh, no, it was very interesting because I've seen cadavers, like dead corpses, before at undergrad, but we never saw an autopsy. It looks almost fake because everything is very plastic looking. I don't know how to describe it.
The cadaver or the autopsy.
The autopsy. Kind of like how they have replicas when you're a kid with little organs inside, but this is a real life one.
And the important thing is to keep in mind of this picture that you see, to remind you every time you look at a body, to remind that this is what it looks like inside the body. So then you will not be deceived by your defilements.
I was trying to review everything that I saw afterwards to make sure I don't forget. Is this something I should try to do on a daily?
Every day, yes, every day, all the time it's possible. If you want to master this ability to be able to see through the skin of everybody, every person, you yourself and everybody. So that the sexual desire will not be able to arise.
I have one question about the body parts. There's a little bit of variation between the English and the Thai. I think English is stomach and then Thai is new food.
They call new food and old food. I think these are the food content in the stomach or in the intestines.
Okay.
So when you newly eaten food, it's called Ajahn, new food. And the food that's about to be excreted from the body is called Ajahn, old food. So excrement is really called is old food. The way I look at it. And new food is the food that you just ate just now and it's in your stomach right now. So it's not the organ, but just the content of the body that is in the body.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Ajahn.
Yeah. The goal or the purpose is to see the truth of the body, not just have truth. We see half truth of the body. We see just the outside. We don't see the inside. So we have this contest how beautiful this body is. If we have full view of the body, then I guarantee you nobody will have any beauty contest, right?
I think one of the best impressions I had was at the end of the autopsy. After they take out all the organs, then they throw it back in the chest cavity and then sew up the dissection line, just like a bag.
A zipper, that you put a zipper on the back. Good. It's a good experience, isn't it? Especially for meditator, vipassana meditator. This is something you need to see.
Yeah, it's a very good experience, and I don't know if it's one that you can get in the West because there's too much confidentiality and things like that.
Yeah. The important thing now is how long can you maintain this picture that you see today before it slips away into you, like memory, lost memory. So you want to contemplate, reflect on this every day if it's possible, so that you don't forget.
I'll try to maintain this as part of the practice.
And if it's possible, whenever you see a body, try to see through the whole whole body, not just the outside of the body.
Okay.
It sounds easy, but you'll be surprised that sooner, not a few more days from now, you'll probably forget all about it.
Okay, I'll try to report to you next time.
Okay, good. Johanna, how did you discover the fake Facebook page, my Facebook page, by the way?
Yes, this morning I got a friend request on my Facebook, Thanajan, and I thought this is Thanajan's another Facebook page, so I accepted, and so I sent a messenger saying thanks Thanajan, but that person replied me with Tasidalak, and I suddenly think I think this is not Thanajan, so I immediately report it to your assistant.
Yes, I think she informed the Facebook already about it.
At first, I didn't quite see through the profile, so I didn't know. Then I checked on the profile. I think the person started create the account on January, I think January this year, because that is the first post of the Facebook page, Thanajan.
It looks exactly the same in my page, right? Yeah.
Yes.
The profile page and everything.
And that account repost quite almost all the posts from your original page.
Yeah. I don't know what's the purpose.
Yeah.
Maybe he's trying to help promote my page. I don't know. You don't think so?
Because that person replied me with Tashi Deluk. I think that's the Tibetan language, Tashi Deluk, and I said something like, I hope you're in a good health, something like that. But yeah.
Maybe he's watching right now. If you do, please don't do anything stupid like this. Or if you have any reason you want to come in and join our meeting and explain, we'll be happy to hear from you. Okay.
I don't have any question today. I'm just still striving with my mindfulness, Thanajan.
Okay, good. Don't give up. Keep doing mindfulness.
Yeah, because it's kind of going up and down, and because several things happened this week, so I can see that I kind of lose my calm and mindfulness this week, so I'm striving to get it back again.
Okay, good. I'll go to York Bay now. Okay, York Bay from New York. Are you in New York right now or back in Malaysia?
Good evening, Ajahn. Yeah, I'm in the New York. Yeah, because the time is our hotel is very busy. That's why I did not yet attend the talk. Yeah.
Okay, and any question today?
Yes, my question today is because we made with the same and meditation and do the 8 precept with my day off. Only the one thing they call me back. If I may miss the hour to eat my lunch, is okay.
If you miss
your, 2 meals.
You can eat 2 meals. Yes.
I mean the hour because the basic is I eat 2 o'clock. After 2 o'clock, okay.
Well, to be strict, no, but you can, I guess, relax this rule as long as you don't eat too much.
Yeah, I still keep the 2 meals. Yeah.
Yeah, it prevents you from getting sleepy in the evening when you meditate. See? That's the purpose of keeping this precept, is to eat so that you don't get sleepy afterwards when you meditate in the evening. If you have dinner, then when you meditate, you'll fall asleep because you have a full stomach. So I think if you really have some really good reason for moving the time to 2 p.m., that's your personal choice. Okay.
If I break the 8%, no, the hour.
Well, this is it depends if you practice with the monastery, then you have to follow the monastery practice. But if you're on your own, you might be able to adjust it to your suitability.
Okay. And one more question to my friend. My friend go to the shopping, like a food supermarket, and then the people cheating her. How we have to react to the person?
Well, think of it as giving it to charity. You give dana to that person.
Okay. Thank you, brother. Thank you.
Okay, then you will feel happy. Then you won't have any problem with that person.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Next, Patra from Bangkok or Cyprus. I'm not sure. Where are you from, Patra?
ค่ะหนูอยู่ไซปัสค่ะยังอยู่ไซปัสอยู่
You have to speak English, no Thai.
Englishแล้ว no Thai because I here in the at home here in Cyprus I don't have the room for makes the Buddha.
No Buddha image.
Yeah, but what can I do to make those to make the I don't know about this with about smarty what do you do?
If you want to ask in Thai, you can join us tomorrow night, okay? In the Thai page. Tomorrow night in the Thai page. And then you can ask in Thai.
In plan, I can talk in plan, cannot plan.
I don't quite understand what you said.
No, in France, the language not English, not English. The French.
In French. No, I don't speak French, unfortunately. This is an English only.
Yeah, tomorrow.
Tomorrow night, join tomorrow night and speak Thai instead, okay?
Okay,
okay, Satu. Gary from Singapore.
Good evening, Ajahn. No questions from me tonight. Thank you.
Okay, Matt from DC.
Good evening, Ajahn.
Good morning to you.
Oh, good morning. Yes, thank you.
Anything?
Yeah, I had one question. Like earlier, like you said that there was no self, but like other teachers talked about how you need to have to take yourself as your mainstay. So I was just wondering how we can take ourselves as our mainstay when there's no self. When you said there's no self.
Well, treat yourself like a smartphone. There's no self in the smartphone, right? But the smartphone can take pictures, can record sound. Same thing with your body. Your body can take pictures and record sound. Just be the receiver. Don't try to be the reactor. Don't be an actor. Just be a receiver. And if you have to react, then react with rationality rather than with emotion. Like if somebody say hello to you, then you say, okay, hello, you can say hello back just because you have to. Right. But you don't have to get angry or sad if that person doesn't say nice thing to you or something like that. You just merely accept what they say, like the phone does. Yeah, you can scold the phone, you can say bad thing to the phone and it won't react, right? That's how you should behave, like a phone, like a smartphone. Only react smartly, react with reason or rationality. Yeah. But you don't react emotionally, right? That's what's the name in the Apple iPhone? what's her name? Siri. Does she get angry at you when you ask her something?
No.
Okay, she just reply what you ask, right?
Right.
Okay. This is the way of having yourself. Be like Siri in the phone. Get it?
Okay. Yeah, I think I understand.
Yeah. But we tend to have the self and the views, and so anybody says something opposing our view, then we react right away, right? We argue suddenly.
Okay.
Is abortion good or bad, right or wrong? And you'll get lots of discussion right away, right? Ask Siri, is abortion right or wrong? We'll see what you say. She won't say anything, right or wrong, right? She'll just say what abortion is.
Yeah.
This is something like this for you to follow. Think yourself as a smartphone, as Siri. If you have to reply with just the answer, no view regarding the answer.
Mm-hmm.
Just say the truth.
Right.
Okay. Good enough?
Yeah, thank you.
If it's possible, not even reply, just merely know. If you don't really have to reply, then just remain quiet, keep quiet. Better. This will save you a lot of suffering on your mind. The problem is we cannot keep still, right? Whenever we hear or see things, we will want to react right away. This is why we need to practice a lot of mindfulness and samadhi to get to equanimity. Then we can remain just merely knowing and not reacting to what we see or hear. We have to go back to become a machine, unfortunately. Or maybe the machine is catching up with us. Sooner or later, the machine might have emotion.
Yeah.
And will scold you when you do something, when you ask a stupid question.
Yes.
And we have to reverse the process. We should go back to become just a machine. This will be merely seeing, hearing, feeling, touching, and so forth, without any emotion. This is what we're supposed to train the mind to do, because by having no emotion, then there will be no dukkha, no suffering, no mental suffering. Okay?
Okay.
Good. Next, Philip. How are you? Not working tonight?
Yes, not working tonight. I'm fine, thank you. I just continuing with the question that Matthew posed. So we should just be the observer without emotions and things like that. What about logic? How does that play in that in a meditator? Do you also?
Yes, not logic is wisdom. Truth, three characteristics, law of karma. Truth, law of karma. You do this, you get this. You do good thing, you get this. You do bad thing, you get this. This still applies, but it has nothing to do with emotion. You can be scientific, you can be karmic. Karmic is also like a law of science. For every forces, there's an equal opposite reaction, right? Same way. For every good or bad karma, there will be consequences.
Understand.
Okay. You can still use logic when you react to things, whether you should do or not. You have to consider the law of karma.
Okay. So that plays in your practice of I suppose vipassana, right?
That is the practice of vipassana. When you see something and you start to have greed, then you have to look at the three characteristics, nature of that object. And if you want this object, you're gonna end up with dukkha sooner or later, because this is impermanent and it's not under your control.
Okay, understand.
Okay, good.
Thank you, Tanja.
Next, Belinda from Singapore.
Good evening, Ajahn. No questions. It's very interesting to use smartphone as an analogy.
We'll wait and see what Czech will have to say. Alvin, you're next from Malaysia.
Good evening, Tanajan. Tanajan, going back to Sajalka's question on conceit, when we have 10 fetters, the first one that we remove is the personality view, right? I mean,
on the body, on the physical body.
Oh, not physical mind. I see. So conceit is to do with the mind.
The mind.
So once you remove the body, but you still have conceit in you, right?
In the mind. Yeah.
Okay. So that's why the conceit is number
2
8.
levels. Yeah, 2 levels of conceit.
Okay. Fine. Thanks, Tanajan.
Okay.
Got it.
A lady from Japan, JP, are you listening? You want to answer? You want to say anything?
Good evening, Ajahn. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
I have no question, just listening to all the question and your answer. Very interesting.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Oh, fine. You're welcome. Ricardo from Uruguay. Are you still in Uruguay or are you somewhere else?
Yes, good morning. I'm still in Uruguay, John. Nice to talk to you again. I have one question, and that is, I was on a retreat about 1 month ago on Anapanasati with Ajahn Bhikkhu Analio. He's a German monk living in the USA. And what I'd like to ask you is about the Anapanasati text. It has 16 steps, right?
Yes.
And the four first ones, as I understood, it's like going into jhana. Do you think this way, or do you don't think, like being aware of long breathe?
Long or short, in or out. That's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. And the steps will go automatically, like an automatic transmission. All you have to do is put in the drive, the D, and then it will change. It will shift the transmission for you automatically, from first jhana to second to third and fourth jhana. All you have to do is just concentrate on your breathing. That's all. Don't be distracted. That's the whole thing that you have to do. Don't think which part am I in now? Am I in the second jhana or am I in the third? Don't do this. If you do this, you'll never get to anywhere because you still keep thinking. You want to stop thinking in order to move forward. The less thinking we have, then the further we move forward. So try not to think at all. This you can read about it later when you're not meditating. If you want to find out what happened when you meditate. But that's like when you're driving the car, you don't want to look at the map at the same time, right? You look at the road, stay on the road. Only after you stop in somewhere in a coffee shop, then you want to know where you are, and then you take up the map and look, where am I now? Something like this. You can do that later. But when you meditate, you just want to focus on your meditation object only, whether it's a mantra or your breath. Okay, clear now?
But looking at the map at the after,
yeah,
the four first step, do you think this lead us to jhana? Because some monks, they say no, you don't need to go to jhana, or the Buddha wasn't talking about jhana.
he was wrong. He should look in the one of the discourse when the Buddha talked about Samma Samadhi, and he mentioned the fourth jhana. Go search for Samma Samadhi in the discourse, in the sutta.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
He didn't mention about the Arupa jhana. He just mentioned the Rupa jhana, the fourth jhana. What you want to get from jhana is ubeka. You want to get equanimity, which you don't have now. If you have ubeka, then you can remain just non-reactive, just be merely knowing. Because when the mind gets to fourth jhana, it stops reacting with greed, hate, or delusion or fear. Okay, it's very important. This is something that people ignore or don't think is important. They think vipassana is more important than samadhi. But you can use the vipassana without the support of samadhi. It's like you cannot get samadhi without the support of sila. And you cannot get sila without the support of dana. That's why the Buddha teaches in steps, like step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. They're supporting each other. The first step supporting the second step support the third step, the third step support the fourth step. Okay.
One more question. I'm sorry. And like sila lead us to samadhi, samadhi lead us to
not leading, just supporting, providing the condition for having samadhi. So if you keep the 8 precepts, then you cannot go outside to movies or shopping or do anything entertainment. Then you would have the time to practice meditation. If you don't keep the 8 precepts, then you can go tonight, you have a party, instead of meditating, you go to a party instead. Or you can eat after midday, So you can do lots of things without the 8 precepts. But with the 8 precepts, you are prevented from doing any type of sensual pleasure seeking activity. So then you will have time to meditate, to go live alone, to be alone and meditate. See? And dana gives you the opportunity, because if you give dana, it means you have more money than you need. So then you don't need to work so hard. Then you would have time to keep the precepts and practice meditation. But if you still spend money on yourself, on things that you want, on travel, on anything, then you won't have time to meditate. You have to keep working to get the money to spend on the things that you want to spend with. So every time you want to spend money on the kilesa, on defilement, then you should give it to dana instead. Spend it on dana instead. Then this will stop you from spending money on your defilement. Then you'll find that it's easy for you to keep the 8 precepts. But if you keep spending money on expensive meal, expensive clothes, expensive shows, then you won't have time to meditate, and you have to work more to support your lifestyle. When the Buddha said, if you want to spend money on your lifestyle, on your expensive, lavish lifestyle, give it to dana, give it to charity instead, and live a simple lifestyle. That's the purpose of charity or dana in Buddhism. to take away the money that you spend on your defilement, to support your defilement, your sensual pleasure cravings. Every time you want to buy a new thing like new car, then you say, well, the old car is still working. Okay, I just use this money and give it to the poor, or to the sick, or to the needy. It will make you feel good. It will make you feel better than getting a new car, right?
Right now, I'm retired. I don't work, and
Okay.
I'm living alone.
Then you just give charity to yourself, support yourself, pay for your food, and rent.
And
Now
I'm
you have all
living-
the time to meditate. Right? From the morning you get up to the time you go to sleep, and you can practice mindfulness all day long. And when you have mindfulness, when you sit, you have jhana. When you sit and meditate, because your mind is always focused, not distracted by your thoughts anymore. And when you have jhana, you have equanimity, then you can stop your defilement with wisdom. When you want something, your wisdom will tell you that it's dukkha, so you can stop it with your equanimity. Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Gracias.
Next, B. Ravin from Bangkok.
Hi, good evening, Thanajan. I really admire your analogy. Act like a smartphone. I never thought of that until today.
I never thought of it either until I have to. Until I had to explain to somebody, and it just came up.
It's very useful because I have my phone with me every day. So whenever I look at my phone, I will start to think about what you said today. Whenever I start to get angry, oh, I should be like my phone. Because
That's right.
it's emotionless.
There's no self in the phone, right? So there should be no self in you, in your mind and your body.
Yes, it's very useful. Now I have more mindfulness whenever I look at my phone. Yes. So my question today is about fasting. I read about it in your book, and I just like to understand that I understand the purpose of fasting is that to kind of let the mind really focus more on meditation, but doesn't that come with moderation? If we fast for too long, we would suffer, but if we don't fast at all, we would want to eat more, which would be detrimental towards our practice. So where do we draw the line on fasting?
Fasting is just a booster. You do it just temporarily, not all the time. When you feel like you need a boost, then you fast. If you feel you're lazy and you're not doing any practice, you spend more time sleeping than you do fasting. Because when you fast, then you are hungry, so you cannot fall asleep. You don't go to sleep. And so when you're not sleeping, then you can have the time to meditate. And also fasting can also cause dukkha, cause you suffering, because your mind will keep craving for food. So then in order to cope with this suffering, you need to have mindfulness or wisdom. So it's sort of like a catalyst in a chemistry reaction. Sometimes two types of elements will not react by themselves, and you have to add a
catalyst, yeah,
catalyst or stimulant to get these two things reacting to each other, but not the catalyst. So you do this when you feel that you are not practicing hard enough. This will help you boost your practice, because it helps you prevent you from being sleepy. And also it forces you to be mindful and use wisdom in order to cope with the hunger, not the physical hunger, the mental hunger. Of course, it's the physical hunger that stimulates the mental hunger. Yeah. But then the mental hunger is much more severe than the physical hunger. And you can stop the mental hunger with mindfulness or wisdom. And when you stop that, you feel that the physical hunger is very minimal. You could live with it easily. So yes, you have to know the time when you should use and when you should not use. It's like a booster. Sometimes if you find that it helps you advance in your practice, then you want to keep using it, right? But when you get to the point where you find it's no longer needed, then you stop. And the amount of fasting you have to vary depending on your need, maybe. How many days should you fast this time? And fasting, what's the result from fasting? If it's good, maybe you want to increase it. Maybe it will increase your productivity in Dhamma. You know, so you want to use this as a booster, really. So this is something you have to figure it out for yourself. And also you have to, if you fast a lot, you have to also watch the condition of your body. Make sure that it doesn't adversely affect the digestive system. Ajahn Mahabua said he used to fast a lot to the point where his digestive system became out of order. He said the food he took this morning will come out right away. You know, the body will just not digest the food anymore. And he knew it was too much, then he has to moderate. So if you don't know, then you have to consult with your teacher.
I mean, I've done fasting for maybe, one day. I mean, for physical purposes. So if I eat a lot the previous day, I would fast to control my weight. But I mean, this seems to be more useful in terms of a mental sense from what Ajahn just gave.
If you fast, then you have to meditate. You have to practice. If you don't practice, then fasting doesn't help you with your meditation, your Dhamma practice. Like the Buddha, when he fasted alone, he didn't practice. He just using fasting to kill the defilement, but the defilement wouldn't die by fasting alone. But if he used fasting to stimulate his practice of mindfulness and wisdom, then he could kill. That's when he found out that he was in the extreme. When he ate, he fasted for, I think, 49 days or something. And he knew if he continued fasting, he would die, the body would die. And the defilement will still be alive. So he then consider, investigate. And then he realized that fasting alone will not destroy the defilement, but fasting in conjunction with the practice of meditation and vipassana, this will get rid of the defilement. So he eventually found the right way. So he stopped fasting and started eating. And then when he started eating, the 5 ascetics who were his disciples then thought that the Buddha gave up to the defilement, gave up to Mara. So they abandoned him, no longer consider the Buddha as their teacher. Then the Buddha was free from having to show other people what he's trying to do. So nobody's watching him anymore. And then he can free to try different method. So it's a matter of trial and error for the Buddha. So, but for us, we're lucky. The Buddha already found the right formula for us. And all we need to do is follow the formula. So we're lucky, we're very fortunate. The Buddha is very unfortunate because he had no one to tell him, to teach him. But he was very clever, he was very smart. So he knew when when to stop, when to moderate. He gave me the example of the strings of the violin, right? If you string it too tight, you can break the string.
Oh yes.
If you string the violin too not tight enough, then it doesn't make any good sound. So your practice has to be somewhere in the middle, not too easy and not too hard, just the right.
Moderation.
Yeah, but sometimes we tend to be on the lighter side and on the heavier side. When you stop fast one day, then they say you're already on the extreme. You have to look at the Buddha before you can say the word extreme. You only fast one day and you already say you're on the extreme. When the Buddha fasted for 49 days, and he didn't think it was an extreme for him.
Yeah, so we have to be careful not to let our defilements tell us we are too extreme.
Don't listen to your defilement. Listen to the Buddha and his noble disciples. That's why we took them as our refuge, right? Our teacher.
Yes, the triple gem.
Okay. Any more question?
None for now, Thanajan. Thank you so much.
Okay. Sri and Jack, you're next. From Vancouver.
Good evening, Thanajan.
Okay, any comment or any question?
I think I really admire Thanajan for the actually it's more the question from Yokbe about being cheated by people and you see it as a dana. Yeah, that's for me. Thanajan always managed to change my perspective quickly and help me feel better. Like I never thought about that. Like if somebody tried to cheat my money or things like that, the first reaction is feel bad. But you totally changed my perspective by thinking about it as a dana, and right away it feels good that oh, it's okay, right? It's okay.
Right.
It's like, yeah.
Why should you lose twice? You lose the money already, don't lose your mind. You can save your mind, protect your mind from going crazy, from going mad. By thinking of it as charity, because you're not going to get the money back anyway, right?
But I never, just don't have the wisdom to think that way. But like after you switch my perspective, I can right away, like it feels good right away. Like wow, it's amazing. Like you just have to change how you.
Yeah, how you look at things.
Yeah. And you can
if you look at everything that doesn't belong to you, anatta, then it's just not returning to the owner. That's all. The money doesn't belong to you. The person who takes the money is the real owner of the money. That's wisdom. You can look at that way too. Or you owe somebody money in your past life, now they take it back. Pay back your debt.
Yeah.
Tan Ajahn, at that instance when your mind feel good, I mean you are turning it into kind of a good karma for yourself.
That's making merit.
Right?
You're doing charity right away. You're forced to do charity.
so that instant moment you change, like twist. Instead of getting angry, and then you think of this way, then your mind become happy. That is what you mean by
You see that it's like two coins. See? The one side is Dhamma, the other side is defilement. So which side you toss the coin? If you get the defilement, then you get angry, right? You get dukkha. If you get Dhamma, then you get peace and happiness. So it depends on how you look at it. If you look at it, this is my money, I'm being cheated, then this is defilement. But you say, this is not my money, this is no money for me to give to charity. Then it's Dhamma. You're gonna lose it anyway when you die. You're not gonna take any money with you.
Oh, and that's also the dana that Buddha is referring to.
That's right. Dana is to let go of your attachment to money, to possession. Not just money, everything. The Buddha said, give up money, give up your organs, give up your life, and to get the Dhamma. You have to get, in order to get the Dhamma, you have to give up everything. Then you get the Dhamma. You won't get angry when you lose money. You won't feel sad when you have to lose your eyes or your arms. You won't feel sad when you have to lose your body, because you are doing charity. Because everything doesn't belong to you anyway, right?
Yeah.
It sounds so simple, but I just don't have the wisdom. Like every time, you say something like it sounds simple, but then I just don't have that wisdom.
You need ubeka also to have wisdom. If you don't have ubeka, you cannot let go. But when you have ubeka, you see that as soon as you become attached to something, your ubeka will be gone. So you want to protect your ubeka by letting go of what you're gonna lose. So you have to practice a lot of mindfulness and samadhi. Then you will then be able to apply wisdom. Okay.
Yes. Thank you, Tanaja.
All right.
Thank you, Tanya.
Anang Karika Michelle, who gave you this title? Oh, you just give me the 8 precepts.
Yeah, I'm Udon actually, because I had other surgery, but I will be back at the Wat Yannasangwararam for Vasa.
I see.
And where I stay there.
What Tam Tao still? You staying with Ajahn Munni?
Sorry?
Are you staying with Ajahn Munni?
With?
Where are you now? I might be mistaken. Are you?
No, I am actually in Udantani because I had surgery, but I'm living in Wat Pabanmai with Lompo Klad.
Oh, Lompo Klad. Yeah. Okay. You're not staying with Lompo Bunmi anymore.
No, Lompo Bunmi, I didn't stay long because he said, I cannot teach you because you don't speak Thai. But Lompo Klad, he doesn't mind. So he has been very kind to accept me to stay there because Lompo Onshai Monastery is still closed and will be closed for, I think, a long time because pandemic are not finished. It will be one after the other. So, but I can stay Lompo Klad. So I have a kuti and I'm very quiet on my own, So it's good for practice. I'm not participating to what happened in the monastery.
You're too old now. You just have to look after your body.
Well, actually, they do a lot of work in the forest, and it's a little bit too much for me anyway now. So I'm in my kuti and I practice and so on.
Yeah. Just looking after your body and your mind is enough work for you.
It's a lot. Just to be able to be still working, functioning, in the body, and it's already a lot of work.
You You have any visa problem, or you get long-term visa?
No, actually, with I have a deposit on the bank for retreat visa.
Retiree visa.
Yeah. Actually, so there is no problem. It will be maybe a problem because we have to take a very expensive assurance, no?
Insurance.
But for health assurance, more expensive than the one we had to take, and but no, we have to know it's not already sure, but and that will be for my next visa. But we will see what happens.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway, there is no way back to France for me.
No way back. One-way ticket. You got the one-way ticket.
Yeah, there is no way back. So I don't know what will happen if I cannot stay in Thailand.
Might have to go to Laos across the river.
Because even in Burma, I could go to Burma but I don't have the job and I don't want it. So for the border, you have to have the job.
The job, I see.
Mm.
Okay. So how long have you been living in Thailand now?
Oh, but no, 6 years.
6 years.
Mm-hmm.
And how's your practice? Better?
Well, I'm fighting for the energy, to have energy, not to fall down when I meditate, you know. It's really a challenge, but it's my life, you know. I am not interested in anything else than to practice, but it's really a challenge with a lack of energy.
Just focus on your body. Every movement of your body, just keep watching. Standing, walking, sitting, doing anything, just keep watching. You don't have to,
this I have to do anyway, because I had recently a second hip replacement and with a balance problem. So I have to be very careful for each step, because if not, I can fall down because I lose the balance.
Do you need a walker? Are you using a walker to help you walk?
No, nothing. And I don't have, and in Wat Yannasangwararam, it will not be possible because it's really the forest, you know, and going up and down, and it's not a plain surface. So I really have to be very careful, and it's a good mindfulness exercise because I have to stabilize each step to be sure not to fall, you know.
You have someone to help you?
No.
Nobody.
No, you have to be on your own, you know, and self-dependent. I just go for the meal in the morning and for the chanting for every monk's day, and it's all.
The rest of the time you can stay in your kuti.
Yeah, I stay in my kuti. I have a kuti really very isolated and on my own, and a good kuti. Not good for some, but good kuti for me. Because it's all open, but I like it to be all open with no mosquito net and nothing, because I want to breathe. But it's in a park. It's a very nice forest with beautiful trees. It's a very beautiful place. It's a beautiful monastery and very quiet. So it's very good. I'm very thankful to Lompokla to have accepted that I stay there, despite the fact that he do not communicate with me.
Yeah. But Ajahn Chah could not communicate with Ajahn Sumedho either.
No, I'm not in contact with Ajahn Sumedho. I'm in contact with you. I'm in contact with regularly with Ajahn Thanisaro.
No, I mean Ajahn Chah cannot talk to Ajahn Sumedho either. But they could he could teach Ajahn Sumedho.
Yeah.
He said it's like teaching dog. You don't have to speak to teach dogs, right?
Yeah, but there are some, they speak only Thai, but they really try to communicate, you know, as for example, Lompo Noi Yanavaro, he was really communicating with me. Lompo Bunmi also, but Lompo Klad, he doesn't try really. He is a very discreet and shy, you know.
Yes, he's a quiet type.
Yeah, very quiet. So he would like to teach me, but you know, he doesn't try really to be in contact. Lompo Bunmi, Lompo Noi, Nanavaro, really they try. And Lompo Bunmi was to be deceived, if I could say, that I cannot speak Thai and I will not be able to speak Thai, because if not, he would be happy to teach me and that I stay there. But Lompo Wonchai, he speaks some English. He understands a little bit and he can speak some words, you know. But no, it's not possible because it's closed.
You can come here and listen to our talk here and ask questions if you have any question.
Yeah, I know I can ask you. I can ask Lompo Anan. I can ask Ajahn Tanisaro. I can ask Ajahn, student of Ajahn Anan from Australia.
Kalayano, Ajahn Kalayano.
No, Ajahn Kalayano, I can also, no, not him, the one who has a monastery in Thailand, Ajahn Shalo. So
you have lots of teachers. You can have, you have lots of teachers.
Yeah, and by Zoom, that is really a blessing to have the Zoom, you know.
I know.
Yeah, Ajahn Tanisaro, I am with a team of Brazil, and we have a Zoom every 15 days, and very, that's very, very good. Because I had him as a teacher when I was in France already.
Yeah. I think you don't need much information. All you need is to practice.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe you have too much information already.
No, because I forgot all what is not necessary, because it's not necessary really, because the practice is really simple. I think what is most important, what I see from and what I it's much more about the attitude, you know, how Buddha what was Buddha attitude, or his disciple attitude in different situations in life, you know. That I think is, for me, is the most important, you know, because theory and practice is simple, you know, you don't have to know so much, but attitude is very important.
And the Buddha said that whatever you see, just see. Whatever you hear, just hear. That's all you need. That's all you need to do. No reaction. No reaction.
And for me, it's a very also living in Wat Paban Mai in those conditions, not speaking to anybody because no communication, and not participating at anything in the temple.
You're lucky.
Yes, in one sense, I'm very lucky because nobody asked me anything.
No one distract you.
No, but I'm really living as a ghost, you know.
Good. We are all ghosts. We are all ghosts.
I also always say it's very good to live as a ghost because nobody create you any trouble. Nobody talk about you. You are just a ghost, you know.
And leave you alone.
It has many advantages, finally, really.
Good.
And in one sense, I really appreciate. At the beginning, I was a little bit frustrated because to be in a Wat and not participate, not feeling being a part of the, the community. But finally, no, I really appreciate, and I think Lompo Klad really sustains that, because he said to me, "Don't look what happened all around. Stay in your kuti and practice well, he is he want me to be able to be quiet and not disturb.
That's right.
He didn't even I do anything with the Maishi. He didn't want because it will get bring troubles because the language, the problem of language and everything. So I just have to meditate and take care of my body, take care of around the kuti because it's a forest and there is some work to do, you know, not only sweeping, but take care all around. And that is a good exercise, also physical exercise for the body.
How old are you now?
70.
70. You're younger than me. I'm 74. You look older. I thought you were 80 or something.
I look older?
Yeah, you seem older than me. Look.
Oh, older than you? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, sure.
But anyway, it doesn't matter. As long as you can do things.
Yeah, I just wish to have energy, enough energy to just do for practice, you know, because with the time, it's not good going better, it's going worse because you are getting older, you know, and your strengths go, you know.
That's right. You're running against time. You're running against time. Soon you'll be out of time, so better hurry, do whatever you have to do now.
And I always have to find new tricks, you know, to try to get me to get some energy or to be to walk also, because I had a lot of problem with my hips and I couldn't walk and after the surgery and so I always have to find tricks.
Yes. Good. Okay, I hope you do well in your practice, and if you have anything, you can come and join us. Okay.
Thank you, Tanajan. Thank you.
All right. Next, Alfredo from Brazil. Alfredo, you change your name, Alfredo. From Ubeka, now you are Alfredo.
No, I am in telephone.
California.
No, telephone.
Oh, telephone. You changed telephone.
Yes, normally I am in my
You use
notebook.
computer, notebook. Now,
Yes.
Now you use your handphone.
Yes.
Okay.
It arrived. My roof. It arrived. My roof of my seat meditation.
Your roof.
Yes, the seat meditation. The roof.
Cannot see the roof. I can see the background.
Yes, roof. It's not rain. Not rain.
Oh,
seat
not rain.
meditation.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
You see? Are you outside? Are you outside of the house?
Yes, outside the house I meditation.
I see. Is this a tent or something that you use?
What?
The thing that covers you, is it a tent or a roof? What kind of roof it is?
In Brazilian, the name is todo. It's a plastic.
Okay.
Plastic.
Plastic.
Oh no, but yes. Look, Bante. Okay.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And my seat meditation.
I see. We're underneath it. Okay. It's like an umbrella, right?
Yes. Brahma.
Yeah.
Only meditation.
Monks in Thailand use umbrella as the roof when they meditate in the forest.
Yes. The same umbrella.
Yeah.
It's good. Now it's a little cold. Now it's good.
Okay.
And the rain too. I'm not have a lot sansara, ne, Bante? It's good. A beautiful chair. I'm not have samsara a lot.
Okay. As long as you're happy, then it's okay, right? Okay, I think I'll go to Suchart. Suchart from Pennsylvania.
Okay, good. Yeah, good evening, Ajahn. Yeah, it's amazing how you can put up and how you can listen to all kind of. I think I can do it, but
because I'm a smartphone, see. I just I just listen. I don't react to what you say.
And you can listen to personal history, personal problem, and can fix all kind of.
Unlike Siri in the Apple, in the iPhone.
It's my goal because I am like a 65, almost a 66, but I still not retired yet. I love the job because my goal was a little. I want to be like an electrical engineer, so I just push myself all the way up here. So I want no one to lose, but again,
but there's a better job waiting for you, you know, the job that the Buddha gives you.
Yes, that's what I can end up with. I'm looking for my end of life where gonna be. Right now, my daughter's different state. The other one go different one. Only us at home, so it's nothing.
You have Buddha, Dhamma, Sangha as your friend.
Okay, I gonna do that. So far, I got 5 perception, and also another from 7. Eat some food. Like one person mentioned about sometimes he can do it, sometimes suffering. He flush for food, so he can hungry, like you said. It's true. So I try to do that also. So far I didn't think too much anymore. Like kind of calm down a lot. So,
stop your thought. Don't think too much.
Yeah, I thought
it's your thought that makes you crazy, you know. People are crazy by their thoughts, you know.
It was I am. Yeah, I used to. Yeah, it was that like that, and think about that and get mad, get so upset, and so all kind of make me go nuts. So, but now soon I get this Zoom coming in, it's kind of calm down.
Calm down, stop thinking, and you'll find peace and happiness.
Yes, and I think one person is a friend of mine. Listen right now. He said he's scared to get inside the Zoom. Yes, he listened in Pennsylvania, in Erie right now. I called him this morning.
I see. I think after a while he'll be brave. He'll come in. Yeah. Right now, maybe he's a little bit shy right now.
Absolutely.
But after he realizes that we don't bite, I think he'll come in.
No, Thanajan is so wonderful. I mean, it's so like a magical in whole world. Can be you can listen and can talk to it too. Not just a kind of sit there and listen.
We are so advanced in technology, right?
Yes. Okay.
But we're not advanced in Dhamma. We have to.
Dhamma. Yes. Most I listen is kind of higher than me.
It's okay. It's better that way. When it's higher, then it will teach you something that you don't know. See.
That's good.
If you listen to something lower than you, then you already know something already. Then you don't learn anything from somebody who is lower than you. You have to associate with the wise, not the fool.
Okay, that's what it teaches me again too. So I thought I know everything also. Not yet. Okay, anyway, but I so happy. I mean, my life get last couple months is a lot better. So I try to calm down, just in my shoulder, kind of take off couple things. It's let them go.
Good,
So
good. Okay.
it's so that's okay for now, for today. So
Try to do more when you can. Try to meditate more. Try to
yes.
Do less work and meditate more. Do more meditation. Do less work. Do only the work that you really have to do. The work that you don't have to do, then stop doing them. And come and do meditation work.
Yes, I try to get that because I saw some lot of person who get older and don't know where to go and don't even have idea how they're gonna stay or end of life where. So I thought I thought in Thailand some of them, but I don't know who's gonna take care of me there because I came here for so long, and then that's but okay. Thank you so much, sir.
Okay, you're welcome. Pon Prom from Bangkok. Where are you from?
From Bangkok.
From Bangkok. You want to say anything?
Yes.
Yeah. Question?
Last time I asked Ajahn about focusing and about to give the metta bhavana, but I tried for a while and I cannot feel the word that I thought of in the play. So I changed to listen the song that have the happier and enlighten the content of the song that give me relief from stress and anxiety. I think if I can understand my feeling via the song, and the song will lessen my emotion to be more positive and release. I think is the same as the metta that wave out of my energy at that time.
Okay, if the song makes you feel less anxious, then it's okay. But I don't think that they will do it all the time. There might be some other thing that make you anxious, and maybe the song will not help you. So it's better to use the mantra Bhutto Bhutto instead. When you feel anxious, just keep reciting Bhutto Bhutto Bhutto. Don't think about the things that make you anxious. Then when you forget, then your anxiety will disappear. Better use Bhutto. Bhutto is more effective with every type of anxiety. But the sound that you use might only be applicable to a certain type of anxiety, but not all types.
I will try it by next.
Yeah, do it now. Just sit down and practice Bhutto, 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 Bhutto.
When we got anxiety, how we use like more quicker Bhutto Bhutto and then slower, like a rhythm.
Yeah, you can do quick or slow, whichever way you want. Just to stop you from thinking about the things that make you have anxiety. And when you stop thinking about that, then the anxiety will disappear.
Thank you so much, Ajahn.
Okay, you're welcome. Sulan always last to come in. You just know the right time to come in, huh?
Yeah, hello, Ajahn.
Are you waiting somewhere else and just wait for the the last person.
Or sometimes, yeah.
Sometime.
Mm.
You have any question?
Yeah, I have a question. Yeah, so my question is that I think one of the chanting is like giving praise to the Sangha. So it's like the Uju Pratipano Bhagavato Sawaka Sangho, and then Nyaya Patipano Bhagavato Sawaka Sangho, and then the Samichi Patipano Bhagavato Sawaka Sangho. Yeah. Then so I noticed that like the Uju Patipano is like it was referring to the Sangha of the Blessed One's disciples who have practiced straightforwardly. Then the next line is referring to the Sangha of the Buddha who have practiced methodically. And then the next line, Samichi Patipano, is like saying that, praising that the Sangha have practiced masterfully. So I was just wondering why the Buddha have to say 3 times.
4 times. Supatipanno also. The first one is Supatipanno.
Yeah, 4 times, sorry. Supatipanno.
Because that's how you should practice for 4 times. Supatipanno means practice well, practice good. Uchu, straightforward, direct. Yaya, my translation of Yaya is for the purpose of eradication of your suffering. Practice for the purpose of getting rid of your suffering is Yaya. Samichi is practice correctly according to the teaching of the Buddha. So you need this 4 in order to practice properly, to get results. You have to Supatipanno, Uchu Patipanno, Yaya Patipanno, Samichi Patipanno. Okay?
Yeah. Okay.
Then you can become a noble disciple. You can do this 4, then you can become a noble disciple. Because this is the quality of the noble disciples.
I see. Yeah. Because I was doing the chanting, and then like I was trying to like understand what is the difference between these 4 words, because it seems quite it sounds like the same thing, but I don't quite understand.
Supatipanno means you have to be a good student. You have to be an A student to be Supatipanno. Which you have to practice all the time, 100%. If you only practice 50%, then this is half Supatipanno. Okay. And when this is practice straightforward, I mean straight toward Nibbana. No, you don't want to practice for any other purpose. You don't want to practice to become Deva. You don't want to practice to become Brahma. You want to practice to become noble disciple, to be Arahant. And the third one is you want to practice for the eradication of dukkha in the 4 Noble Truths.
That's practice methodically.
The third one, Yaya Supatipanno.
Eradication.
Eradication of your dukkha. Okay. Can you do this 4? Not yet. You only do 10%. You only practice 10% of your time, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you only get 10% Supatipanno.
Yeah.
Not even a passing grade. A passing grade should be 50%.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And how about Samichi?
Practice correctly. Samma. Samma Ditti, Samma Sankapo, Samma Kammanto. You have to speak. You have to speak. You have to practice correctly or right practice.
I see.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Like keeping the 8 precept. They're supposed to not eat after midday, not after not 2 p.m. For instance. After 2 p.m. is not considered to be practiced correctly. You have to not practice, not eating after midday, and then this is practiced correctly.
Okay.
Okay, good now. Okay,
Yeah.
we have no time left, so let me go
you.
to Facebook now.
Oh.
Facebook, do we have any questions for Facebook or YouTube?
There are 8 questions from Facebook, Ajahn. The first question from Michael. Should I try to actively cultivate wisdom, or should I let it naturally arise as a result of developing virtue and samadhi? Thank you.
No, when the time comes for you to develop wisdom, you have to develop. It doesn't come automatically with samadhi or the sila. Sila and samadhi will provide a good condition for you to develop wisdom, but you have to develop wisdom by contemplating on the 3 characteristics, nature of everything. And you can do this effectively if you have samadhi to support your development. So, but if you haven't yet have samadhi, then you should not worry about wisdom yet. Right now you have to develop samadhi or ubekha first. And if you don't have it, then you have to look whether you have the 8 precept. You can keep the 8 precept yet or not. If not, then you have to try to keep the 8 precept first.
And 2 questions from Tae Ting Loon. The first question is, hello Pante, when I chant Putto for sitting meditation, should I chant fast or slow? Is there a difference? Thank you.
It depends. Sometimes you can go fast, sometimes you can go slow. If you're lazy, if you're sleepy, you might want to do it fast, to wake yourself up. But if you're normal, then you might not have to do it fast. You can do it normally.
And second questions, what are your thoughts on long chanting like Itipiso? Thank you.
It works the same way with Utto. So it's up to you. Some people like short, some people like long chanting. So you can, if the mind is if the mind is very restless, then do long chanting might be easier than doing short chanting.
Next questions from Adeline Chin. Can you have ubekha on different things and objects? I find that sometimes I have equanimity on certain person, but on others I can't. Does practice metta can help on that? Thank you.
No, you need to practice mindfulness to get the mind to jhana. Then your ubekha will be universal, not selective. Right now your ubekha is selective due to your preferences. You can have ubekha with this person and you cannot have ubekha with another person.
And next question from Gregory Wong. Hello, Ajahn. Does a Sotapanna has any fear of death in any circumstances as he has no more personality belief? If no, then in our practice, we will use this lack of fear of death as one of the 3 reference points to verify if we have attained Sotapanna-ship. Would this be the correct understanding? Thank you for the clarification.
Yes, no fear of death, no fear of sickness, and no fear of aging.
Next question from Po Leong Soon. If I'm not thinking of enlightenment, is it wholesome thought?
No, you should be thinking about enlightenment. So then you can be inspired to practice for enlightenment.
Next question from Lisan Tan. Which Ajahn in good health? How often do monks cut nails, shave body hairs, and how monks have the tools to do this? Do monks always focus on Putto when doing these activities? Thank you and good evening, Thanajan.
Well, monks are taught to be focused on every activity, whether by using Buddha or by watching what the actual activity itself, to stop the mind from thinking about other things. And how often do monks shave their head? Once a month, on every full moon day, on the day before full moon actually. So on full moon day, every monk will be shaved. In Thailand at least. But in some other tradition, they shave every 15 days. Ajahn Chah's tradition shaves every 15 days. But in Thailand, most of the monks will shave once a month on the day before full moon.
And last question from Po Leung Soon. Can a layperson aiming for enlightenment, how to practice toward to Nibbana? Thank you.
Yes, everybody can aim for Nibbana. And they can get to Nibbana by the practice of Dana, Sila, and Pavana.
That's all, Thanajan.
Okay. We have about 10 more minutes left before we complete our time here together. So anybody who would like to ask further question, you are welcome to raise your hand and unmute your microphone. Anybody?
Sulan.
Sulan, okay.
Yeah, thank you, Ajahn. I have another question that I was also wondering is that, like, did the Buddha teach about how to walk? Like, when we walk, we look on the path, or we look in front of us.
Oh yes, you have to look when you walk. If you don't, then you might fall or slip if you walk on the banana peel. So yes, you have to watch the path that you're walking ahead of you. So make sure that you don't run into something or step on something and fall.
Yeah.
Same way with driving. When you're driving, you have to watch your car. Watch where your car is going, right? Whether it's on the left or on the right side of the road. Same thing. You have to know what is the correct way of doing things whatever you do.
Yeah. So I'm asking because I think I came across somewhere that it says like when we are walking, then need to keep mindful, and then like the eyes, must keep your gaze down or something like that. I can't remember where I read it from.
Well, you have to look at your feet when you're gonna step on. So you don't look up in the sky when you walk. Right? You look down on the path that you're walking. So this is what it is. And also not to look around sideways, left or right. Like when you walk shopping in a shopping mall, that's not being mindful. So people when they shop, they're not mindful with their walking. They're mindful of the things around them. But when we meditate, we want to be mindful with our walking and not mindful with things around us.
Yeah. So meaning that when we walk mindfully, the way we do it is keeping sight of the path ahead of us. Yes. And not let our eyes to wander around.
That's right. Because then you might walk into something or walk into a hole. Nowadays, people walk and run into each other because they walk and they're watching the phone. And then when they cross the street, sometimes they run over by a car because they're not watching the traffic. They're watching the telephone instead.
Yeah.
So this is not being mindful. To be mindful, you should put your phone in your pocket and forget about it when you're walking. Focus on walking alone. But people nowadays think that, when you can do so many things at the same time, you are clever, right? Multitasking. You can accomplish a lot. You might accomplish a lot, but you are losing something very important, which is mindfulness. Because your mind one day can be restless and agitated, and you will not know how to stop it. If you don't know how to be mindful. Okay?
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else? We have 5 more minutes left.
Oh yeah, Ajahn, I got a follow-up question.
Okay. Right.
Yeah, I'm just kind of curious, like when you are doing your tudong in the forest, and then when you are having to walk by yourself inside the forest, and there's no path, there's no road or pavement at all, then like wouldn't you feel that you have to like look around everywhere to see if there's any danger? So how is it?
You have to look at your feet more than, because you might step on a snake or something.
Okay.
So you don't worry about something far away from you. You are more concerned about something immediate close to you, what you might step upon. So you look down on the path, look out, look forward.
I see. Yeah. Okay, because I'm trying to imagine how, like, Ajahns actually do tudong in the forest. Would they be like looking around to see if there's like danger animals?
They are very composed. They keep looking straight ahead. With the gaze looking downward, looking at where the feet will go ahead, whether there's something ahead, so that they can then protect or prevent any bad thing from happening. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Ravin, you have 3 minutes left.
Just a quick question, Ajahn, regarding abortion. What does Buddhism view on abortion? Is it a sin to abort from the moment of conception, or is there a period of time before it's considered being alive?
It doesn't mention the time. It just mentioned the process. The process is considered to be killing something alive. So, at least as far as I understand, I never heard about when abortion is okay and when abortion is not okay in Buddhism. It's not okay from the start. Because you're killing something, right? If it's not something that you don't kill, right?
So it's the act that is wrong.
The act and the object that you do, that you hurt, the object that you hurt. It doesn't matter whether it's 1 day or 10 days or 10 or 9 months. It's still an object that can be hurt by your action. Okay.
All right.
I think that's about all the time we have for tonight, or for today. Thank you very much for your attendance. I hope this meeting will help you advance in your practice. And in the meantime, please stay safe, stay mindful, and keep on practicing. And if all goes well, I'll see you all again at the same time next week. Thank you and goodbye.
Sadhu ka.
Okay, thank you, Prajan.
Thank
Thank
you,
everyone.
Prajan.
Sadhu ka.
Thank you, Ajahn.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.